Hi everybody, welcome to The Trench. My name is Christian, and today we're going to talk about how to empathy. Last week, we explored the importance of simply listening when someone is being vulnerable with us, of really being present with a person instead of focusing on our own experiences or ideas. This week, let's take a closer look at how our own painful experiences help us connect with the painful experiences of others through empathy. Empathy is often confused for sympathy, which is a completely different thing. Sympathy says, "Man, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That sounds awful." Empathy says, "I feel you. You must be so lonely right now, but I'm here for you." Sympathy largely has to do with pitying somebody in their circumstances, while empathy has much more to do with connecting with a person in their experience. Last week, we talked about the instinct that we have to talk rather than listen, to share our own stories of overcoming suffering. We usually mean well when we do that, but that can take a chance to really connect with another person, an opportunity for empathy, and turn it into mere sympathy. A simple interaction about circumstances and facts. And honestly, sympathy is a lot easier than empathy because it doesn't demand that much from us. Oh, you lost your job? When I lost mine, I used orthodoxjobs.com, and that really helped. You should try that. That's orthodoxjobs.com. Oh, you two broke up? When I went through my breakup, I ate an entire pizza and watched every episode of Firefly, and it was awesome. Oh, your grandpa died? Yeah, mine died too. At least they're in a better place now, right? But these responses, as well-intentioned as they may be, do not create or deepen connection in the same way that listening and empathizing do. Someone has just shared something with us, and instead of diving in and seeking to understand the depth of their experience, we completely avoid connecting with their pain by talking about what we did when we went through ours. We avoid their feelings. We avoid their lived experience. Empathy, on the other hand, does just the opposite. It demands that we understand someone's perspective and their subjective experience. We don't just look at their shoes, we attempt to step into them. Sympathy may connect us to similar circumstances on a factual level, but empathy connects us on a much deeper level, on the level of emotion. Sympathy may connect us with what they're going through, but empathy connects us with how they feel about what they're going through. Empathy, which comes from the Greek word empathos, literally means entering into someone's suffering. It's about how we connect with someone else's lived experience. It's about feeling our way into their suffering, not just about sharing how we handled similar circumstances. Though we may begin with our experience, how we felt in a particular moment of pain, empathy is about moving past our pain and trying to understand their pain from their perspective. But there's nothing that says that just because we've had a similar experience that they need to know anything about it. The point of empathy is not so that they can know that we had a similar experience, but so that we can use our experience to connect to theirs. But in order for empathy to work, we need to be able to differentiate between our experience and their experience. And this means establishing boundaries, which is what we're going to talk about next week. By connecting us with our subjective feelings about a similar experience, empathy helps us create a really useful roadmap for further understanding what somebody else might be going through. Oh, you lost your job?
I remember when I lost my job. I was so worried about finances, I had no idea what I was going to tell my wife.
Are you worried about what you're going to tell your wife? Oh, you two broke up?
I get it. I remember when my marriage ended, I was devastated. I thought we were going to be together forever.
I can only imagine how devastated you must feel. Oh, your grandpa died.
I remember when my grandpa died. The worst part was knowing that I was never going to see him again. I miss him so much.
I bet you're really going to miss him. Empathy helps us feel our way into someone else's perspective and point of view, connecting us with their person and their pain. And that's really the only thing that makes those painful feelings any better. Through empathic understanding, we're able to enter the dark with someone, and we can share their place, we can share their perspective in pain, and connect with their person. And we've done so by using our experience. We've used our experience to feel our way into theirs. And that's really what empathy and relating our stories is all about. There may come a time when we must verbally share our stories or give them advice, but I don't think that's as often or as soon as we think. We must seek to understand others from their perspective before anything else. Empathy helps us feel our way into what they're experiencing by digging deep into our own experience and then using that as a springboard into theirs. If sympathy draws from our experience to offer advice, then empathy does so to ask questions, good questions, clarifying questions that help us understand what someone else is going through. Empathy is what empowers us to get curious about what someone else is feeling. Just because we've had a similar experience, it doesn't mean that we understand theirs. We all respond to things differently. Just because I was worried about finances when I lost my job doesn't mean that somebody else is. But through empathy based on my own experience, I know that feeling worried is a pretty normal response to job loss. And so now I can ask them a good question. What are you most worried about today? And now I'm empathizing, sharing their place, seeking to understand their experience by connecting to their person through our shared suffering. Empathy allows me to use my experience as a roadmap to connect with the experience of others. It guides me to connect with their feelings as I try to take their perspective and share their place. And in this way, they're no longer alone. Could you imagine if Jesus had said, "Yeah, I remember when I was up on that cross and feeling forsaken by God and stuff, but then I just remembered, at least my suffering ends soon. Hang in there, it gets better." It's almost impossible to think of the Lord, the lover of mankind, giving such a trite, calloused, and distancing response. No, in Christ, God drank from the existential cup of God-forsakenness, not just to discuss it with us, but to live it with us, to share our place in it, and to transform our feelings of God-forsakenness into the place where God accompanies us. Indeed, Christ shares everything about what it is to be human, drinking fully the dregs of death, so that we wouldn't be in it alone. So really, there's no need for us to be afraid to drink the dregs of someone else's suffering. After all, if our experience has taught us that everything is going to be okay, then we should be pretty confident as we silently listen and courageously seek to understand. So join the fight, live orthodoxy, remember to like and subscribe, and join the rest of us inside the trench. This is a baby, and she does not yet understand empathy at all. She doesn't care if she keeps you from sleeping. She doesn't care if you don't like the sound of screaming, which she doesn't really do all that often. But, empathy begins young.